How big do you think this win was for the New York Giants?
Huge. This is the biggest win for them in years, actually. I think since they had the playoff year under Daboll, this is the biggest win since then, I think, because it shows that he made the right choices putting the rookies in there, at least so far. I mean, last week he didn't look so good, right? The two rookies had 4 turnovers between them. That wasn't so good. But apparently they sat together on the plane on the way home from the Saints game and lamented their poor performance, said they'd never let it happen again, said they'd have each other's back, said they were going to be there for each other. And lo and behold, they did. They came out. And Daboll said, you go through some tough times. Sometimes you can get stronger from it, or sometimes you can fold. I like our guys. These rookies have the right mindset. They're tough. And they showed it last night. And my takeaway from the game is Skattebo and Dart rebound from 4 turnovers against the Saints to lead a lopsided victory against the Eagles that was enough to make Sirianni faint.
Yeah.
So Skattebo, as I said, 3 TDs, 98 yards rushing, 2 catches for 12 yards. You see his touchdown celebration. He does a backflip and the cartwheels. That guy he's an athletic guy. Dart, 1 rushing TD, 1 passing TD, 17 for 25, 195, and 1 touchdown. Dart, nobody expected us to put up a performance like this. That's for sure. We didn't expect it. So that's what I'd say about the Giants. I think they look good. They looked like a winning team last night. The defense played very well. The defense sacked Hurts 3 times and had 1 interception. Only Hurts a 2nd interception in the last 15 games. As I said, the Giants beat them for only the 4th time in the past 18 games. So to me, it was a huge win.
And I completely agree with that. This was a impressive win, obviously. I have a number of Giants fans. They didn't even expect this. So much so, I had one of my friends say, hey, let's just hang out and talk about how badly the Giants are getting screwed over. And while we were hanging out, all of a sudden we were cheering them on. I couldn't believe it. What I found, there's multiple parts of this. First of all, what I said against that Chargers game when I said that, don't look at the stats. Jaxson Dart has like 160 total yards. It's obviously not a statistical performance like, oh my God, 300 yards, blowing us away, whatever the case may be. No. What I saw was the quick decision-making. He's not waiting in the pocket. The pressure could be there or it won't be there, but it doesn't matter. He's not waiting for something to happen. He's making it happen. And in turn, he's getting his head bashed in, basically, which I don't love. He needs to learn how to slide. But I do like the decisive nature of what he's doing. Even if pressure's not there, he's going. Pressure might be there, he's going. If they rush 2 and all of a sudden the lane opens in front of him, parts like the Red Sea, he's Moses. He's crossing that Red Sea. I love that for Jaxson Dart because it extends plays. The most frustrating part about Russell Wilson's game was that he was hiding in the pocket, waiting for something to happen. And when nothing was there, he'd chuck a deep ball to Malik Neighbors that got picked off. Or just hide behind the offensive line in the red zone and hit the goalpost several times. So, and what I find even, and I don't mean to always bash on Russ. I don't. But like when the data's there, when the fans, he's out for 2 plays and fans are booing the hell out of him. And I have the sequence of events here. So Jaxson Dart needs to get checked on by the medical team of the Giants for a potential concussion. So Daboll goes over and checks to see what he wants to see what the hell's going on. He wants a starting quarterback. He gets actually kicked out and says, go do your job coaching your team. And that follows up with Russ throwing this pass on a 3rd and 9 that isn't even remotely close. And what happens? Fans are booing him, and this immediately cuts to a Giants fan in a Michael Strahan jersey booing the hell out of Russ. So what is Daboll's reaction? Starts screaming at the team doctor. Says, hey, get my quarterback out there. You couldn't get him out fast enough? So Daboll's just completely done with him. And I mean, I would fully understand that. Because if you're telling me his 2 snaps are a handoff that went nowhere and a pass that didn't even be remotely close to the intended target, there was no pressure. Why did Russ get the ball out? I have no clue. And then the entire stadium erupts in boos? Yeah, Daboll's coaching for his job. He clearly loves Jaxson Dart. Did we see his reaction when they upset the Chargers? I mean, it looked like he loved the guy. It was ridiculous. So I think right now it's a really bad look for us, because think about this for a second. Pete Carroll was done with them. Sean Payton was done with them. Brian Daboll's done with them. And also Mike Tomlin was done with him. That's 4 straight head coaches where he never found a home. He thought he may have had a home. The Broncos paid him an absurd amount of money before he even took a single snap for him. But 4 head coaches since 2021 have given up on Russ. So I think that for his career, it's time to just call it. I do not think he has a market at all. I think with Jaxson Dart and the New York Giants, he needs to refine his game. And I think that with the way Dart's been playing, instead of hiding behind an offensive line that's not great, Andrew Thomas is great, believe me. John Runyon's done a fine job this season, but John Michael Schmidt, the center who got hurt in this game, and the entire right side of the offensive line with Van Roten and Illuminor, they've been terrible this year. So he's being very decisive, and that's something that I love. When it came to Dylan Gabriel in the game, was it in London this past week, it looked like he was playing to not lose rather than take the shots, be decisive, make the throws on time, and play to win. I mean, there was a defensive pass interference. That throw by Jaxson Dart in the back left corner of the end zone. You can't throw the ball better. Jalen Hyatt, I know he was getting, held. His right arm got held. But that was right in the breadbasket with his left arm. A lot of receivers would actually catch that regardless of the defensive pass interference. It was a beautifully thrown football. I think what we're seeing is a different Giants team. I'm not saying they're going to all of a sudden be a playoff team or even get remotely close. But they at least have something to root for. They have hope. They have, Jaxson Dart seems to be the guy. Cam Skattebo with his pure physicality. I mean, he was giving the crowd something to root for when he's bashing into defenders, rolling them over. Jaxson Dart doing the same thing. They were 11 of 16 in this game. 3 of 3 in the red zone. They were one of the worst third down teams in the NFL and the worst red zone team in the NFL. They went perfect in the red zone and 11 of 16 on third down. They did a really, really good job, and their defense has been playing better. You know why? Because it's not Russell Wilson dink, dunk, punt. Dink, dunk, punt. They're extending drives. Jaxson Dart's making plays. Yes, he's a rookie. Games will be ugly. There'll be fumbles. There'll be miscues. There'll be interceptions. But at least have something to root for here. At least give your fans a reason to show up every Sunday or Thursday or Monday.
Mm-hmm. I agree with all that you've said, and I amplify one thing. Jaxson Dart needs to learn how to slide, because if he's out there taking those big hits like he did last night, he won't be around long.
That's
and
the second time he's gotten checked for a concussion.
Well, what good's that going to do the Giants if he keeps doing that? Drake May did that some last year, and he missed some games because of taking big hits when he was running the ball. So learn from that, Jaxson. You want to be out there helping your team win, not sitting on the sidelines with train whistles in your head because you got a concussion.
Right. And like I said, this is the second time he's been checked out. Against the Chargers, he was out for a play where Russ got instantly sacked, and then he came back in that one and was able to close out the game against the Chargers. But, I mean, ultimately, the Giants played extremely well. Their defense forced 2 turnovers. A.J. Dillon, I have no idea why the hell he's out there. Are they saying Saquon's tired? Is he banged up? Is he playing through a severe injury? The fact that they played A.J. Dillon, they played Saquon, but there were a couple other running backs out there. I don't care what you need to do. And we're going to talk about the Eagles in a second here. I don't care if he has to catch footballs in the backfield. Give Saquon the ball way more. The Eagles have this weird methodology offense that makes no sense. The Giants did a great job because it seemed like then everyone's talking about it now, the predictability of the Eagles offense, and the Giants caught up on it instantly. That opening drive, it was one of the opening drives where it was run, and then third down, you're obviously going to pass. You're not going to run 3 straight times, so you capitalize on that. You get a stop 4 yards out before the first down marker, and they're forced to punt. So, I mean, on paper, the Eagles played decently. Yeah. The offense was fine. The defense was abysmal. But I think the Giants, they won the turnover battle. Jaxson Dart made the plays that matter. They won in the red zone. They won on third down. I think this was a feel-good win for the Giants. And I'm not saying they're going to catapult themselves all of a sudden to be, an NFC East threat or a playoff threat. But this, at least, I think Daboll right now is saving his job. This move, and the risk that it took to put your rookies in, although you were scraping the bottom of the barrel anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't think it could have gotten much worse. But ultimately, you made this decision, and it's paying dividends instantly because since Jaxson Dart and Cam Skattebo became the starters, they have the most first downs in the league and the second most offensive touchdowns in the league. That's what Jaxson Dart and Cam Skattebo started for you. And we still have to realize they don't even have Malik Neighbors. They're sending Wan'Dale Robinson out.
He played pretty well.
Darius Slayton wasn't even in this game, although he had a fumble last week, so maybe that's a blessing in disguise for them that he wasn't able to play this one. But Jalen Hyatt is being forced to play. The Giants seem to have him in his doghouse. He doesn't play anymore, but they're having to play him. Theo Johnson, former Patriot, Lil Jordan Humphreys out there making some big-time catches. He had 4 catches for 55 yards.
He was the second leading receiver for the Giants. Little Jordan.
I mean, you have to think about it. 3 receivers caught passes the entire game. 1 tight end, 1 running back were the other 2 guys who got receptions. So they don't have any guys to make big plays. This was just I'm going to out-physical you. We're going to take this game from you, and you're going to have to live with it.
Well, Skattebo was pretty impressive, I must say.
Absolutely, 100%.
Top. He got those touchdowns down there in the red zone, 2 4-yard runs.
Yeah.
Just muscled his way in there. They out-toughed them. They were tougher. Which is pretty impressive against the Eagles, I would say.
I agree, but again, that has to be Brian Daboll. That's Brian Daboll's coaching. So I got to give props. The Giants, again, I'm not saying playoff team, but the fact that they're doing this when they were at that point against the Chiefs where they couldn't do anything. Russ hit the end zone 3 times. He overthrew it, hit the bottom of the goalpost, and sailed another one. And that was did like a 2-yard scramble that did nothing in the red zone.
Yeah, red zone efficiency with the rookies is top of the league.
Shockingly good.
Yeah.
Against a team that just won the Super Bowl with largely the same unit.
Yeah.
I know a couple players were out, but it's essentially the same unit. Hi, everybody. Thank you for watching this clip of the Harvey Hour. If you want to watch the full show, you can by clicking the I in the top right-hand corner right now. If you want to take the show with you on the go, it is available wherever you get your podcast. We go live here on YouTube every single Tuesday and Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, so make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, and the notification bell to get notified whenever we upload a video and whenever we go live.